Hi, my name is Hilary Rettig, and I am the author of this book, which is The 7 Secrets of the Prolific, the definitive guide to overcoming procrastination, perfectionism, and writer's block. I really think it breaks new ground in the area of why people procrastinate and how you can overcome procrastination even if, like me, you did it, for decades, literally for decades. The key insight of the book is that procrastination is not laziness, it's not lack of willpower, it's not lack of discipline, it's not lack of commitment, or any of those things that you might be worried about.
It's all those things. No.
It's not even all of those things. What it is it's disempowerment, meaning that you have temporarily lost access to your strengths, your skills, your capacities, including your ability to write. One of the biggest, or I think the biggest barrier that is constraining people from using their powers is perfectionism. Now, most people get into trouble because they think perfectionism is the same as having high standards, and it's not. High standards are great, and I really recommend really high standards for everybody. But what perfectionism is setting impossible or unachievable standards and punishing yourself harshly, if you fail to achieve them. The 7 secrets are actually the 7 ways to overcome the 7 biggest categories of constraining forces that prevent you from writing. And perfectionism is the main constraining force that most people find in their own lives. A perfectionist might say something like, wow, if I don't write 50 pages this weekend, then I'm a huge stupid loser and I'm not committed to my project. Okay? And so there you see both halves of the key perfectionist traits, setting impossible goals and harsh punishment. The thing you need to understand about perfectionism, though, is that it's actually this huge toxic brew of many different symptoms. Perfectionists tend to be grandiose. They think that things that are difficult or impossible for other people should be easy for them. Like, my book should be a bestseller because, well, the timing is right and it's got a sparkly vampire in it or some other reason. Perfectionists tend to, as that example indicated, they tend to overvalue external rewards as opposed to the internal reward of actually doing your work.
How does one of the secrets help combat that perfectionism?
Well, a lot of what my book does is tell you what perfectionism is. The book actually defines it, and once you define it, you actually know what it is. You have a chance of overcoming it. Some of the techniques for overcoming perfectionism have to do with basically taking the opposite view of perfectionism, which is what I call compassionate objectivity. So in compassionate objectivity, you're not like giving yourself a pass, you're not being self-indulgent, but you are not being perfectionist either. And so one technique for cultivating compassionate objectivity is doing timed writing intervals. So you get a timer, you set it for 1 minute and 2 minutes or 4 minutes, whatever you want, and you do your writing. And you don't actually care how your writing turns out. What you're trying to learn to do is manage your moment-by-moment experience of your writing or your relationship with your writing. When the timer goes off and you've done your 2 minutes, then it's very important to do what I call rewards, which is to get up and stretch, because, by the way, a lot of procrastination begins in the body, so you want to stretch a lot. To give yourself, even if you want to give yourself some kind of tangible reward, like a cookie or a DVD or a cup of tea, that's fine. But the most important part of the reward is to sit still for a moment and really appreciate what you've done. Not whether it's going to be a bestseller or it's going to turn your field on its ear or whatever, but just that you're actually engaging in this process that is really important and yet very difficult for most people. Every technique that I use in the book, that I mentioned in the book, I've used in my own life, in my own writing. I had a long writer's block. I was super perfectionist. I'm still pretty perfectionist. I have to keep a guard out. But these techniques absolutely do work. They work for me. They work for many other people. And getting you to be less focused on some kind of unachievable external result and more focused on the joys of the process. And when you get focused on the joys of the process, all of a sudden your willpower, your commitment, your discipline, all those things you think are missing, they, as I put it, automatically pop back up. And it's a joy. It's a wonderful joy.
Great. And where can we get the book, please?
So you can find the book on Amazon and other online retailers, and you can also get it from my website, www.hillaryreddig.com. And also on my website, you will find many, many articles and other free information on perfectionism, time management, and other
and you give workshops
topics.
too, I understand?
I give workshops online and in various places, yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to becoming prolific.
I'm sure you will be if you read this book. Thank you for the interview.